Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Johnson, the Born Alive Infants Protection Act of 2002 clarifies that infants who are born alive during abortions or attempted abortions are afforded all legal protections enjoyed by other persons in the United States. Would you support amendments to that federal Born Alive Infant Protection Act to protect infants born into these incredibly vulnerable circumstances by providing a requirement that abortion providers or their staff immediately call 911 for an emergency transfer to a hospital of an infant born alive at a clinic in those circumstances?
Can you hear me? Okay. I'm not a medical professional, and what I do know is that there are leading medical organizations that have come out in opposition to this bill. I know that there's been testimony that's been provided for the record, and I think, for me, yielding to their expertise is where I would go.
But why would you? I mean, to me, it's not a question of. I mean, if you have an infant that's born alive, I mean, we obviously had very powerful testimony. What would you lose by providing the infant treatment at that point?
We currently have laws that hold doctors to high standards of care in this country. So for me, I don't understand why we would necessarily need an additional law around this.
One final question, just Ms. Grossu, before my time's expired. Ms. Johnson, now, she said she wasn't here to talk about the Born Alive, but she said, you know, why would that be necessary? So I'm going to ask you, why would we need to do amendments to the Born Alive Act?
Essentially, thank you, Congressman. Essentially, there have been no prosecutions under current federal law. So the Born Alive Act, which passed in 2002, not one abortionist, not one facility has been convicted under this, although the CDC reports that there are at least 143 born alive infants after attempted abortions. So what happened to those infants? Were they given care? And so the question is, this bill, what this bill does is it requires and it creates an enforcement mechanism so that if an abortionist does not provide immediate care to a born alive infant, that abortionist is going to have to face violations and fines and criminal penalties for this. And it protects the mother, too, from any kind of criminal penalties.
Thanks. My time's expired.
No, thank you.